Hi, it's Tara Green here. I want to talk about the Cancer full moon that's happening January the 17th at 23:48. It's Universal Time. That means Greenwich Mean Time. So this is, believe it or not, the first full moon in over 1 year. We lived without a Cancer full moon in all of 21, and I don't know how we survived it, but we did. So the full moon, 27 degrees, 51 minutes of Cancer is exact at 3:48 p.m. That's Pacific Standard Time, 6:48 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and 11:48 p.m. Greenwich Mean Time. So we're all starving for the moon mother's nurturing. I can't believe it. I think that was a very rare occurrence just because of blue moons and whatnot. And so, yeah, we really need to nurture and to soak up and to feed and to make our inner child safe. I know it's been very much emotionally over the top. Trust me, I know myself. It's all I can do sometimes to keep from crying all the time. So, especially with Jupiter and Pisces, really exaggerating all of that emotion for most of this year. We got a little taste of that while Jupiter was in Pisces, a little appetizer there from the end of May to the end of July. So, but now we need to soak up the moon mother, Cancer ruling, the moon ruling Cancer. This is the most emotional big full moon, beginning of the year, first full moon of 2022, master number year reduces to the number 6. So we really need to soak up this moon mother nurturing and make our inner children feel safe. So issues about food or food scarcity, there is going to be supply chain disruptions. Children are suffering from this lack of nurturing and contact. And think about the baby that's just been born and nursing on its mother's breast. All of our inner children need that archetypal and very real nurturing. So, anybody who hasn't been feeling emotionally safe, I think that could be mainly all of us. If you're PTSD from all this, you really, really need to join me. January the 17th, I'm doing a live Zoom workshop to really connect with that Cancer, unconditionally loving, great mother energy. Okay, at 27 degrees, 50 minutes of Cancer, it's going to be super powered because the Sun and Pluto are conjunct. Now, Pluto's at 26, the Sun's at 27. It is what I would call kind of a Sun-Pluto cazimi, and the Sun and Pluto are meeting actually the day before. And so, yeah, super powered, really going into the depths, the underground, our shadows, all of the mom issues, the great mom, the missing mom, the evil mom, the stepmother, the all the women. But let's stick to the mom. So what we need to feel emotionally safe, housing, food, just safe within ourselves. So our inner children need that nurturing and safety, need to be cuddled and held in the arms of the Great Mother. Now, this is also called the wolf moon. And so, yeah, we are going to howl like women who run with the wolves. If you haven't read that famous book by Clarissa Pinkola Estes, it was a classic, came out in the early 90s. I was actually presenting workshops on it way back then, over 30 years ago, with a friend of mine. So yeah, howling with the wolves. I actually have my friends, wolfy dogs in Sedona, that are going to come on and howl with us to encourage us to howl. And a beautiful, amazing song, a special song that I'm sure you've never heard of that I'm going to play, and very heart-wrenching. So we want to go into that sense of really being open and vulnerable. The Cancer full moon is a completion phase, so we're going to complete things that we left off at the end of December. It was December 29th, 2020. It was kind of like we skipped. We were all starving, we're all dehydrated, so we need to get hydrated. So, working with the element of water, which dissolves all hardness, water, which is the most transmutable energy. It freezes and it becomes ice and very hard and brittle, and it becomes rain and nurtures our food. So the loving rain energy, we need that to pour down on us. Now, of course, Venus is retrograde. She's at 13 degrees of Capricorn. She is squaring Chiron, the wounded healer, so this is the perfect moon to really deal with our defenses. Chiron in Aries is really defending the vulnerability, like a turtle or any animal that's very vulnerable. The belly, Cancer, the moon rules the belly, so any stomach upsets, any stomach issues you've been having, We can go into that, why your stomach is in knots all the time, whether you're ignoring it or denying it or not, especially while Jupiter is in Pisces. So Jupiter's already at 4 degrees of Pisces, still though conjunct to the fixed star that marks the Archangel Gabriel. So I usually do invoke the archangels at these full moons, invoking the Archangel Gabriel there. And also Jupiter is squaring the North Node at 0 degrees of Gemini. Now this is the last moon where the North Node will be on Gemini. In some systems, the North Node is already in late Taurus conjunct Ceres. We can see Ceres in the North Node there, conjunct to the fixed star Algol, which is Medusa's head, which, we're going to bring back her reputation from being the scary, ugly monster. That's a very patriarchal myth, as most Greek myths are. Medusa was a beautiful Amazon warrioress from Libya, and she wore dreadlocks, which was translated as snakes. And so she was so powerful, fighting the patriarchy to maintain a matriarchal religion, which is traditionally about equality. The Amazons were a different offshoot, actually. So I can't say she was an Amazon in that sense. But anyway, reclaiming Medusa as this beautiful, feminine warrioress energy with Ceres there. So the Great Mother, just like Venus, was always traditionally known as the goddess of love and the goddess of war. In the Celtic tradition, there are fierce goddesses, the Valkyries, and Nordic tradition. The women were fighters. They also battled to defend their territories. They were warrior queens. So all of these different aspects of the mother, the nurturing mother, the warrior mother, the Amazon, the death-bringing mother, the birth-giving mother, all of those different aspects. The maiden, which is really more of the new moon energy. So speaking of the mothering, nurturing energy, our feminine archetypes, Lilith is at 20 degrees of Gemini. She's pretty much exactly squaring Neptune at 21 degrees of Pisces there, conjunct Athena, talking about battle warriors. So our dreams and our images and our delusions and our projections about women who fight back, or Lilith, of course, the most infamous woman, the first woman before Eve in Gemini, where you can see maybe more of her two sides. She is represented by the owl, which is the same symbol as Athena, and that is Athena, conjunct to Neptune there, so working with her as the battle warriors. But she's also very psychic. The owl symbolizes being able to see in all directions. The owl is a predatory bird, so Lilith is associated with that kind of predatory energy, but that's not really true. Again, that's a projection, which is what Neptune is all about. So the projections of the dark feminine, Lilith, that women are equal, that they demand equality, and that was why she left paradise and ditched Adam, because he didn't want to respect her. He tried to dominate her sexually, and she said, no, you can't treat me like that, we're equal. So she left paradise and ditched Adam and went to live by the Red Sea. But she is symbolized by the snake. She is the snake that returns in the patriarchal version as the snake in the tree of knowledge, telling Eve to think for herself, which is actually a very good thing. Okay, so Lilith is opposite Mars. Mars in Sagittarius at 25 degrees, conjunct to the galactic center. So this is a really powerful place for Mars to be. And then Mars is in that, what they call the T-square. So Mars, Neptune, Athena, and Lilith are all bound up in this triangle, which you can see here. There's Lilith, there's Mars, 25 degrees, there's the galactic center, it's marked there, 27 degrees, and there's Neptune and Athena. So this is called a T-square, that pyramid-shaped energy. So Mars, yes, so Mars is our passion, our desire, our drive, what motivates us, what we're going to go to war for, battle for, and also what we're going to defend. So wherever Mars is, that's where the life force, the energy is. That's what moves us. That's what we take action for and from. So we are taking action to move from the galactic center, excuse me, from that, cosmic energy. Galactic center, the big black hole in the center of our universe, 23,000 miles away. 23,000 light years away. Excuse me, I'm going to clear my throat here. Using that galactic information, the super big picture, it's a wormhole. It's where all the souls are birthed and exit in our Milky Way galaxy. Speaking of the milk of human kindness, the stars in the sky are the great mother's milk in different myths. So Mars conjunct the galactic center, tuning into that cosmic wisdom, seeing the really big picture. Okay, it's easy to get caught in the details. So Mars opposite Lilith, we can listen to Lilith talking to us and telling her story about what really went on and really understand it. And Mars in Sagittarius, it's all about truth and justice and fairness and higher law. Jupiter is the ruler of Sagittarius, and it is the ruler of Pisces, and so Jupiter is very strong right now in its watery receptive sign. Jupiter pursues the truth. It's considered to be the higher lawgiver. Okay, so it's another form of God, you would say. So pursuing the truth, justice, international affairs, teaching, higher education. There's lots going on with education with children these days, so we want to tune into that. And then Neptune, it's the fake news and the projections and the mental illness and the addictions and the denial and the sleight of hand and the fog and mirror show that's going on. So Mars and Sag is going to pursue the truth. Okay, and with Lilith, you can look at it in a totally different direction. Okay, interesting, the Red Sea, the splitting of the Red Sea. I was thinking about that image the other day, and then Lilith and Gemini is kind of that split. Now, you can see that they all form actually a big square here. If you look at over here, this is the symbol of the asteroid Psyche, and Psyche, it represents the soul. Psyche is the old Greek word for soul, so psychology. Psyche in the myths of Psyche and Eros, not Eris, Eros. Eros is over here actually at 29 degrees of Aquarius, very close to Jupiter. So in the Greek myths of Psyche and Eros, she has to go through all these trials and tests to, be able to be with her true love. So the soul opposite Neptune, very interesting, and squaring Mars and Lilith. So that's a very interesting, what they call a grand mutable square. A square that can change and be adaptable. But we need to focus on our psyches. It's in Virgo in a very practical way. So Psyche, even though we're infinite souls that are ephemeral, which is what Neptune represents, we need to look to our bodies. The body never lies. So whatever is going on in your body, whether it's you're having trouble with your teeth, or you're getting weird bruises, or you're feeling exhausted, or whatever that is, you know what I mean? Those are psyche, somatic. Soma means food of the gods, actually, but psyche, somatic. Somatic is like a body knowing, tuning into the body to really stay grounded here. Okay. Now the other thing, Venus, 13 degrees of Capricorn retrograde. She is trining Uranus at 10 degrees of Taurus. In this chart, this is set for Washington, D.C. Uranus is right on the midheaven, or right at the top of the chart. This is the world point here, so this is about chaos and sudden change and innovation and technology sort of being put into our bodies, very literally. Uranus is technology, new inventions, scientific things. Taurus is the body, right? And so that trine is also in effect. I mean, it makes there is a wide grand trine that I didn't draw in here from Mars to Uranus to Psyche. Actually, you could add that one in if you want as well. So listening to what our souls and what our gut instincts is saying, Psyche and Virgo is gut instincts, as is Taurus. So Taurus would be more sort of general body. I think Taurus rules the throat. So, if your throat's feeling tense, that is Taurus energy. Psyche is more, everywhere in the body. Where is our soul located in the body? They could contemplate that one for a while. Mercury, of course, just also newly retrograde. It is now at 9 degrees Aquarius. It was at 10 exactly, squaring it still, squaring Uranus, and it is very close to Saturn. So there's some, restrictions and bottlenecking, and, Mercury in an air sign is going to wreak more havoc because air represents information and ideas and transmission. Think about it as airwaves. It is air, of course, and so lots of restrictions and crazy messages, and you might be hearing from old friends, of course, along with Venus retrograde right now. Old friends, maybe ex-lovers, just people you've known. I just had a nice conversation with an old friend who I used to do ceremony with Araya Mountain Dreamer. She was my teacher, and then this friend of mine came and joined that circle, that Dream Star Lodge. And we had a really nice talk. So catching up with old friends, is probably to be expected. But of course, it's not, do not freak out just because Mercury is retrograde ever, because all retrograde planets are good medicine because their symbol is a capital R, little x. They don't write it here, but they really should. Like the prescription, the sign for prescription. So it's good medicine. It is time to rest. Like my meme now for Mercury retrograde is, if you're scared of Mercury retrograde, then you're scared to go to sleep, because Mercury spends about 1/3 of the time moving retrograde, which is equivalent to the amount of time we need to sleep and rest. So everything that starts with RE, Mercury retrograde, Venus retrograde, Mars will be retrograde later this year as well. And all of the other planets move retrograde for 4 to 5 months at the time. So rest, renew, review, reflect, all of that stuff, recycle. All right, so Mercury, give your head a break right now. Maybe take some more computer time off. I've been trying to do that. Get away from the tech, reflect on how fast it's all moving, etc., etc. Now, the big thing is, the sun is at the degree 27 degrees, excuse me, which is where the US's first Pluto return degree is. So the sun is already highlighting that. It's a little preview here. The first of 3 exact Pluto conjunct the exact degree it was at on July the 1st, 1776, happens February 22nd, 2022. Yes, that magical run of 2s that, a lot of people are doing ceremony for. I think I'm going to tune into that one too. Although for me it's February the 20th, so that's okay. I'm going to do mine on the 20th maybe. So think about that, what's highlighting, U.S. is a Cancer nation, as is Canada. It is still the most powerful, although China is quickly overtaking it. China also has 27 degrees, quite strong in its chart, but I'm not going to go into it right now. So setting the stage for reset, talk about reset, back to zero, back to what was America all about? What did they found it on? Religious freedom, escape from tyranny, guaranteeing freedom for everyone. Where is the U.S. at with that right now? So again, guaranteed the U.S. is probably going to split up. Is it a very democratic state anymore, a place anymore? We don't know. So all of that's going to be challenged. Juno, the feminine form of genius, is also conjunct Pluto, opposite the moon, conjunct the sun. So that's a very nice stellium, little stellium, 3 planets. So Juno represents looking at things from all aspects. She has 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 8. She's an 8-pointed star, actually, and that's associated with Venus as well. Everything's always associated with Venus. So look at things from those 8 directions, 8 sides. The number 8, of course, in China and in indigenous teachings is the number of all of the directions, the 4 major cardinal directions, east, south, west, and north, and then the non-cardinal runs in between. The non-cardinal ones are the movers of energy. Cardinal means fixed. Well, not fixed. Cardinal means stable. Fixed is fixed. So looking at everything with 8, from 8 different directions. That's the only way to get clarity. So you want to do that in terms of the U.S., the world situation, what's going on in your life, how you need to expand your vision. Okay, what else have we got going on here? So your dreams, Jupiter in Pisces, your dreams, your intuition, getting stronger and stronger while Jupiter is in Pisces again. I'm going to set up a series of dream groups. I used to run these dream groups in the early 90s for years, so we can collectively share our dreams. So Jupiter in Pisces is sextile, a little bit wide, but it's sextile Uranus and Taurus. So if you have electrifying dreams or weird dreams, or you download inventions, a lot of famous things were invented through dreams. I think John Singer, the sewing machine, came to him in a dream. Paul McCartney got the song Let It Be in a dream, and the tune for Yesterday as well in a dream. And I think, even daydreams, Einstein got, is one part of his theory of relativity, kind of daydreaming on a train. So make sure that you take time out to daydream, to vision while Mercury is retrograde as well, envisioning things. This is not really a time to move forward yet with the planets retrograde. Okay, and also noting that the South Node is moving from Sagittarius into the last degree of Scorpio. So we're going into a time of releasing. Again, we're going to be moving through South Node, releasing from the deepest, most intense water sign for the next 18 months. And we're moving into Taurus, which is very tangible, solid material, what we can hold on to, fixed energy. Both are fixed energy. Food, our land, holding on to our land, our bodies, strengthening our bodies, Taurus, speaking our truth, all of that stuff. So I'm inviting you to join me January the 17th, which is in the States. It's Martin Luther King Jr.'s observation day. There is some political stuff about whether that's happening or not, but I am going to be doing a full moon nurturing mother full moon magic workshop. It's also a wolf moon. We will be howling like women who run with the wolves. And so please join me 7:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time live on Zoom. You can join at my website at tarot.com. It's only $28. There will be a recording if you can't make it. These are very powerful workshops, and sometimes it takes me right to the last minute to really fully get the vision of what's happening. And so, this is the real thing. You know what I mean? Sometimes I don't get it until a day before. So please join me. I'm going to start some new dream groups, as I mentioned. Also, I want to mention that Uranus is also very, very strong because it's virtually unmoving right now. It's been moving retrograde since, I believe it's last August, and it's turning direct on the 18th. So that energy, and especially Uranus right at the top of the chart here, shows chaos and change and people not wanting to do the same old, and rebellion, definitely rebellion, rebelling against Saturn, rebelling against restrictions, rebelling against lockdowns and mask mandates and limitations on freedom. That's what this full moon is kicking off. Okay, so that's going to be a big theme for all the full moons this year. The sun is going to enter Aquarius on the 19th as well. So today, on this big powerful sun Pluto conjunction, if it's your birthday today on the 16th, very, very empowering day. So please do join me. I'll go into more and more detail about this. This is kind of a quickie overview of the full moon. Get in touch with me at tarot.com. Follow me on Instagram. I'm on Twitter. I'm on TikTok. I'm on YouTube. Sending you many, many blessings and hoping you'll come, because I know that your inner child really needs the nurturing. Neptune trining the moon. It's going to be like a big cleansing water energy. We are water. We are 70% water. The effect of sound and words on water. So reclaiming our inner child, really holding them tight. Okay, trust me, I know how thirsty you are. I know how dehydrated everybody is. Like a whole year of no full moon in Cancer. Think about that. So there we are. Again, Ceres, the Great Mother, conjunct to the North Node. She is there in Taurus to manifest this energy for us. So please join me. Sign up now. Those ticket sales will close at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time for the live event. But you can always buy the workshop after. Again, it'll be recorded. So sending you many, many blessings. See you soon.